Hello everybody, welcome to the Daytona International Speedway. It's round 11 of the 2024 ANMRA Premier Series Championship. We have 2 races left of the regular season before our championship chase, and we now return to the site of the opening race of the season. One of the most popular, one of the hardest tracks on the calendar. It's Daytona. It's all about survival here. 2.5 miles of pure high-speed racing and action. What a race we got in store for us today, especially after Talladega, after Daytona earlier this season, and the Daytona Duels. The Super Speedway racing has produced some shocks, some surprises, and just some brilliant racing all round. We all know about this track, so enough chat. Let's get straight to the grid then for today's race. On pole is Sonia Nevermind, kicking off following her first victory last time out in Road America. She will lead the field from the front. She's alongside Tyler Jordan, a driver who is very much in that chase fight. A good haul of points today. He will be making the championship chase. He's had a brilliant comeback this season after being way far down the order. And now he sits down in 11th. So he's in the chase at the moment, and if he can convert this second place into a top 5, I'll be expected to see him in the latter season. Raco Betes then lines up third, another driver fighting to make the chase. He's the first driver out, only by 12 points though. So a third place qualifying. If he can convert that, he's back in the hunt. Alongside him is Ava Volek, a driver who is actually locked into the chase. She is our championship leader, albeit with a very poor showing last time out in Road America. Andrew Mondragon also had a poor showing. He's second in the championship. He'll be hoping to turn fortunes around as he lines up on row 3 in 5th place, alongside Kenneth Robinson, the man who suffered the worst heartbreak in Road America. Led 16 laps, only to hit the pit while exiting pit lane and watch his race win slip away. He will line up 6th today. He needs a good result to get into the chase. Kurt Weiss lines up 7th. Could he spring a surprise result and take his first victory of the season? Maybe even a top 10 would be good for that Scott International team. He lines up on row 4 alongside William Starman, once again getting a top 10 finish in Road America and looking locked into the championship chase. Martin Harrison will line up in 9th place. He's alongside Joe Dolinsky. It's a big hitting row 5 here. Both drivers basically in that top 12. Marcus Monreal will line up 11th. He's looking out at the moment, but he only sits 14th and is only 21 points back, I believe. So he's very much in the hunt to make it in, and a strong result here will put him in much more favourable position heading into Nashville. He's alongside Johnny Carpentier Panizzi, who moved back into the top 12, only just by 12 points ahead of his own teammate Betes, who will line up in 12th, funnily enough. Mitch Johnson had a really strong end to the race at Road America, getting a runner-up finish. He lines up 13th alongside Javier Talavera, who had a surprisingly quiet race for once. Not really seen much. He will line up 14th here. Moving on to row 8, Michael Teller starts 15th alongside Ken Hale. He returns to the track that broke his legs in the pre-season. He'll be looking to set aside his demons and get a good, strong result. Franco Nazario Espinozola finished runner-up at the Daytona 250 at the start of the season. He'll be looking to continue his fine form on super speedways to get a strong top 10 here. He starts 17th alongside his teammate Kenny Dixon, who following a lack of fortune, one could say, at Road America, lines up, did not finish very well. He lines up 18th here. Camilla Lindberg, she also has fallen off a bit in the fight to make the chase. She now is, I believe, 63 points back from the cut line, and of course lines up 19th here. Could she spring a surprise result? She's alongside Noah Cataneo, a driver who's made a surprising late charge at the championship chase, but is 139 points back. He basically needs to win today to have any chance of even getting close to the top 12. That's our top 20 then. As we move outside of them, we'll quickly go through the rest of the grid. We have Carl Sherman alongside Brandon Reeves. Keith McHugh's way down the order, down in 23rd. He lines up alongside Megami Alaskene, who has not had good results recently for ARSE. And the team in a hole struggling. Joseph Clark's had a poor season.
Drivers, start your engines!
Sorry about that. Had to stop to hear the command. The engine's firing up. As we said, Joseph Clark lines up in 25th alongside Alec Vescovy. Then Logan Wilkie, who scored his first top 10 of the season, lines up alongside Bobby Elliott. Danny McSwain is alongside Johan Stromstad, who had a very good run at Daytona earlier in the season. The driver who had an even better run at Daytona and Atlanta is Austin Rhodes, his teammate. He lines up alongside Carl Ellison. Taito Salminen lines up in 33rd alongside Adrian Fraser, who is part of a returning Dick Speed Racing team who have decided to come back just for Daytona for one final show. The other Dick Speed Racing car, Donald Wallace, will line up in last. The car ahead of him is Mitchell Moser, and that's the back row. Right, spread through the grid then. So we're now on the pace lap. Who is going to dominate under the lights? Well, you're not going to see domination really at this kind of racing. There's a lot of luck. There's a lot of chaos. It's going to be hectic. We know that much. But here we go. 80 laps ahead of us. 20 less than there was at Daytona. So it's going to be a shorter race. Unless we get a lot of cautions. Of course, we only had one big accident that brought out a caution at the Daytona 250. Whereas this time we could see a few more based off the duel under the lights. But race winner picks. Who are we all going to say? Well, I don't think I've got a single pick right this season. Maybe aside from Andrew Mondragon, but how can you ever go wrong with picking him? So, my pick to win today's race, you know what? He's had horrid luck on the super speedways so far. I'm saying Ratko Betez to win today. But here we go. Enough discussion. Let's find out what's about to happen. Up to the restart zone we come. Sonia Nevermind leads the field. And we are green in Daytona for the MMS 200. It's a good launch from Sonia Nevermind, who's immediately going to take control of both lanes. She's leading this race well now. So we head down to the first turn. Ratko Betez is looking to move himself into second place here. And he will do so comfortably as Andrew Mondragon. That inside line has had a really good launch so far. Car's starting to fade away a little bit outside the front, it seems. Just a bit further back, but it is early phases. They will all stack up as they get up to top speed and start picking up that draft. Of course, Andrew Mondragon, our race winner in the Daytona 250. He knows how to drive at these tracks. He's good at these tracks. He's a fast driver all round, and he is definitely a contender to win this thing. So out of turn 4 we come. Ratko Betez to the lead after passing Sonia Nevermind. And it's going to be Ratko Betez who is going to lead lap 1 here at Daytona. So Ratko Betez at the front. Andrew Mondragon looking to challenge him on that inside line. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he is. He gets his bumper just to the inside. Forces Betez to stay high. Andrew Mondragon going to get a really good run through the corner on that inside line. Kurt Weiss is up into nearly third place. He's in that second row at the moment. Could Kurt Weiss lead a lap here? He's not had the best season. In fact, Scott International as a whole have not had the best season. They have one driver already has lost his job because of how slow he was. That was Tyler Novak Jr., replaced by Danny McSwain now. Of course, Kurt Weiss has one top 5, I think, and that's about all he has to show for this season. Camilla Lindberg has a bit better, but that's only because she just does so well at these super speedways, it seems. So we come to start lap 3 now. It's all a bit leisurely at the moment. The driver's just taking it nice and cautiously as we come through turn 1. Look how close they get at points here. Marcus Monreal sliding up as we've got 3 wide action now. So we've got to watch out for the 4 wide action. That's when it's going to get a bit dangerous, when drivers start going for aggressive moves. Looks like a bit of contact between Monreal and Mitch Johnson. Andrew Mondragon still holding that lead. Kurt Weiss does not want to challenge. Ratko Betez gets a really good run down that back straight, but he can't fight in the corners here as he's slowly losing time and ground. Franco Nazario Espinozola's had a really good start, by the way. He's moved up into that top 10. Look how close they are on the run to the line here. Martin Harrison stacked up a bit and Mitch Johnson's going to get to his inside. Look how close those two were across the line. Imagine that was the finish. I don't think we'll be that lucky. We haven't had super close finishes this season as Kurt Weiss does get to the inside of Andrew Mondragon. They're 3 wide for the lead. They're 3 wide behind. It's aggressive racing out front as the cars behind seem to be content to just sit 2 by 2 at the moment. Down the back straight. Can Kurt Weiss keep that bumper in and force Andrew Mondragon to stay up high? Yes, he can. As we enter the corner, Kurt Weiss is going to get a good run on that inside line, we think. Off the corner we come. Kurt Weiss in the lead, but I don't think he's going to hold it on the run to the line. As Mitch Johnson getting very aggressive, looking like he wants to try and get up there and make it 4 wide for the lead. Don't need that in this early phase. Just need them to take it easy. They've made it longer than they did at the Daytona 250. Of course, we only lasted 4 laps before a caution there. But they were racing a lot more aggressively in that race than they are here. Kurt Weiss could actually get the lead proper now. He didn't lead the lap last time. It was Andrew Mondragon who did that. But he's getting really good runs now. And Andrew Mondragon gets a really good run in the middle, surprisingly. Looks like Racobetes on that high side is starting to fade back a bit. Kurt Weiss still there. Mitch Johnson still looking to get to that inside line. Is he going to go for it? No, he's happy to sit in behind. As we come up to the line, looks like Andrew Mondragon's going to lead again. Just about. That was a lot closer that time by, though. It looks like that inside line has a bit more pace at the moment, but Andrew Mondragon is hanging on well in the middle. But they look how patient the rest of the field seem to be behind the leaders. They're okay to just sit in 2 wide for the moment. As Racobetes looks like he's actually about to almost drop a car length behind Andrew Mondragon, which is what he does not need. So see Tyler Jordan moving. I have to say, compared to the Daytona 250, these cars are being a lot more well behaved. The drivers are staying orderly. They're staying in their lanes. Aside from Mitch Johnson, really. He's the only one that looks like could cause trouble here. As the leaders looking like they nearly touch coming out of turn 4 there. Is Andrew Mondragon going to lead again? He is, but slowly but surely Kurt Weiss is just getting closer and closer to him. I think Kurt Weiss is going to lead a lap sooner or later, but look at Mitch Johnson. He's got to the inside. They are 4 wide for the lead of the race. Incredible scenes. Andrew Mondragon needs to really get up and block Racobetes, which he does. So the super aggressive move from Mitch Johnson. He wants to get out in the lead. They have sort of lost structure now. They are very out of order now. There are cars trying to make it 3 wide, 2 wide. There's not really any committed lines anymore. It's just where you can find the draft. And out of turn 4 we come. Mitch Johnson, after Kurt Weiss came so close to leading a lap so many times, it's going to be Mitch Johnson who's going to lead this one. Now that was a surprise. Right, back out front. So Mitch Johnson now got his teammate Michael Teller challenging him. Where do you want to be at this stage of the race, though? That's the important question. Do you want to be near the front? You don't want to be in the middle. That's where the drama's likely to occur. Do you want to be at the back? But then you've got to try and navigate your way through the wrecks when they do happen. Because we are pretty certain we will at least have one at least sizable accident. Because that was a pretty poor pack camera there. But Mitch Johnson now takes the lead. It's very leisurely so far in this race. And across the line, Mitch Johnson will lead a lap. Because there's the guy who got runner-up at the start of the season, Franco Espinozola. He hasn't really reached those heights all season since. Despite a rather lucky pit stop, top 10 at Bristol, I believe it was. Oh, we've got an accident. Kurt Weiss in the wall. Sonia Nevermind involved. Andrew Mondragon looks to be involved. Mondragon is destroyed. Multiple cars involved. Huge accident. Ava Volyak totaled. Starman involved. Arison involved. Big accident early in this race. Lap 9. Lots of cars involved. Some look like they've got away with damage. That's over half the field involved in that, I think. Leading to the line, it's going to be Mitch Johnson, but that was a big accident. And we are under caution at Daytona. So Michael Teller leads. Drama. Huge drama early in this race. And most of our previous race winners this season are involved. Kenneth Robinson, did he make it through? Donald Wallace made it through. Tyler Jordan definitely did not. Taito Salmon and Bobby Elliott might have. Kurt Weiss definitely didn't. There's a lot of cars involved in that one. That was a huge accident. Pretty much about 20 cars involved. I think that's the biggest accident we have seen so far. Everyone's still surprisingly running. We'll wait and see if anyone comes down pit road, and then we will go to check what happened. Keith McHugh made big gains from that accident. His name was Megamiala Schiene. Of course, Donald Wallace, who's on the fringes of the top 10 now, and Joseph Clark. So we go through the field. Some of these cars don't look too bad. Some of them do look quite bad. Sonia Nevermind is down pit road. She was involved in that, I believe. It looks like both back row racing cars involved. So that the cars coming down pit road definitely have damage. The others are staying out. One of the back row racing cars stays out. Loads of cars down pit road with damage. We will now go and have a look at what's happened in this race. Huge accident on lap 9 of the was it lap 10? No, lap 9 of the MMS 200. What has happened? I think it started in row... Started right at the front, which is the worst place for one of these accidents to happen. Saw Martin Arison and Kurt Weiss involved. Arison, what's he doing? Makes a contact with Camilla Lindbergh. Round he goes. Lindbergh surprisingly okay. Lots of low speed accidents. Oh, Kenny Dixon with a stupid move there. What on earth was going on in this incident then? So up front, you have the main incident, Mondragon, all of that round. Marcus Monreal gets a little contact. Ivo Voyak slows, changes lane to avoid, swipes the 10 and the 95 round. But then also collected by Ratko Betez, which he did not need in his chase hunt. Stallman gets hit by Kurt Weiss coming up the track. Robinson made it through that, I think. Yeah, Robinson made it through it. Starman so nearly did. How about Rhodes and Salmonen? Oh, Rhodes makes contact. Salmonen looks like he's got through okay. Bobby Elliott throwing it through. He's okay. Lots of cars involved. Huge drama then. Here at Daytona. Andrew Mondragon and William Starman, I believe, have retired. And Joe Dolinsky. So Starman's horrible run of form on these big super speedways continues. He is yet to finish in the top 10 on one, and he's DNF 2 of them now. Tyler Jordan also out. So 3 of the Venturia cars are out of this race. Incredible. And Eva Voyak has pretty significant damage, doesn't she? So Venturia have had all 4 cars destroyed in one accident. Well, really, Eva Voyak looks pretty okay. I don't think many cars are going to be too heavily damaged from this, actually. Because a lot of the cars involved seem to take quite light hits. We will see on the restart who has pace to stick with the field and who doesn't. 31 cars still in the race. But for Venturia, I don't think that could have gone any worse. But then, this is a huge opportunity, especially for TMS, I think. Keith McHugh's got to be a favourite to take a result here. Marcus Monreal, he was in the accident. And I think he got through it. Bobby Elliott, where is he? Brilliant. He just sent it through there and made it through. Incredible. I don't know. Did Noah Cataneo get damage in that? I know Panizzi seems to be okay. So basically from Kent Hale down, everyone pitted for damage, I think. Most of the cars don't look that damaged now that are still out there. Is that us going green this time by? Yes, it is. So we'll be going green this time by. Lap 13 of 80. Still a long way to go in this race. Whew, but early drama then. So we have lost Carl Ellison, Joe Dolinsky, William Starman, Andrew Mondragon, and Tyler Jordan. Oh, Tyler Jordan's big. He had just made it into the top 12 for the first time this season in 11th place, only 14 points above the cut line. And he's not going to finish here. He's going to be 32nd. And that's going to be that could end his hopes of making the championship chase. Whereas the other ones, Joe Dolinsky, Starman, Mondragon. Starman was the lowest out of them. He's 188 points above the cut line, so he will probably still make it. He'd need an absolute disaster not to. But we will see, as they are going to get 2x2 now for the restart. Donald Wallace and Taito Salmon, and seeing them this high up the field is quite something. Donald Wallace is in the top 10. Brilliant wreck avoidance from the 69 car. How on earth has he pulled that one off? Right then. Here we go. We have still got a long way to go in this race. We've lost a bunch of cars. A bunch more cars have damage. But we're going racing again. In comes the pace car. Late pull-in. And Michael Teller will lead the field to the restart zone. And we're green again in Daytona. It's a good launch for Franco Nazario Espinozola on the outside line. And I think he's got the lead here. As we come out of the tri-oval, Espinozola leads his teammate Sherman with a good launch as well. Espinozola's going to cover that inside line, I think. Yes, he will. So Espinozola leads. Carl Sherman with a good run on the outside of Michael Teller as well. Keith McHugh with another good run. He's looking to put himself into fourth, which he will, I believe. This is the exciting part now. Those cars from Racabetes down look slow. Who can stick with the pack? How many alive cars do we have in this race? So Espinozola leads them. Michael Teller happy to sit in behind. Or not. Teller looks like he wants to go for a move already. How close is Teller? Not close enough for a move just yet. Cataneo's car looks healthy. Ken Hale looks healthy. All three TMS cars look to be hanging on here. So from Logan Wilkie down, I think everyone there has damage. Brandon Reeves going around the outside of Adrian Fraser. Kurt Weiss, Johan Stromstad, Eva Volyak, Martin Arison. How many race winners do we have left, really? In this lead pack, I think Sonia Nevermind is the only race winner that's in contention to win this race. And even then, she has damage. As Keith McHugh's the next car to move to the lead of the race. She does so. Alec Vescovy is on Michael Teller's inside. Sonia Nevermind is sticking with the pack. She's going to pass Adrian Fraser on the inside, looks like. So, I think back to around, having a look at it, back to around 19th-ish, the cars are healthiest. They're already going 3 wide. They've not learnt their lesson. Alec Vescovy leads from Joseph Clark. And Clark's the next one to probably go for a move, or is he? Because it looks like Robinson wants to go for a move on Clark. Vescovy keeps the lead comfortably. Really good run down that back straightaway. So Ken Hale and Danny McSwain are sticking with the pack. Brandon Reeves, Logan Wilkie, Not really. So we'll see across the line how many cars are in this lead group. I think it's 20. Yes, 20 cars really in the lead group then. Of course, the ones at the back, Ken Hale and Danny McSwain, seem to be struggling a bit more. But we have about 20 cars still in this race. Kenneth Robinson just can't seem to get past Joseph Clark, as they're 3 wide now in, row 3. And it looks like Kenneth Robinson has actually got to the inside of Clark finally. Can he hunt down Alec Vescovy, who is looking in complete control of this race at the moment? This is a brilliant drive from Vescovy. In complete control. And leading by quite a way. He's pulled out a little bit of a gap on everyone. Avoided the wrecks, driven well. He's had a horrible season so far in terms of luck, but could it all be about to change for Vescovy? So we come out of turn 2. Kenneth Robinson gets a good run on the inside, but he can't get the run down the straightaways. Car's good in the corner, but not in a straight. And it looks like Vescovy is going to comfortably keep the lead for now. Unless Robinson goes for an aggressive move, which he does. Robinson wants to get to the lead. He'll think he should have won the Daytona 250 earlier this season. He led the most laps in that race. He's also going off heartbreak at Road America. Is this a redemption tale for Kenneth Robinson in his fight to make the championship chase? It would be Chevy's first win if he could do it. But also, you've got to remember, Ford also looking for their first victory. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's the Brown racing cars that look like the better shouts for Ford at the moment. There's only really 2 of them in this, I think. Where are the other? Let's check where they are. Brown racing cars, 38, 36 up here, and the 37 as well. My bad. So the 10 has actually managed to catch up. Sorry about that awful camera angle. So we have. There's 21 cars in this group, with Brandon Reeves just hanging off the back of it. Kenny Dixon's very slow. Kurt Weiss is slow. Camilla Lindbergh's slow. And then there's a second group here of damaged cars. But up front, look how aggressive they're racing now still. 3 wide, 4 wide at points in the pack. 4 wide contact, Marcus Monreal's round. Danny McSwain's round. Does anyone have big damage from that? They look like they caught it pretty well. Alec Vescovy leads. We're under caution. It's a race to the line. Vescovy looks like he's going to keep this lead. As Donald Wallace is fighting on the inside of Mitch Johnson. They're 4 wide behind. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. They do, thankfully, take it a bit easier. We're across the line. They slow down. Just don't take each other out, and they don't. Looks like 16 cars survived that unscathed, but we're under caution again at Daytona. This race is a bloodbath. Oh my word. We expect most of the field to pit under this caution, I believe, so we will refrain from checking what happened until we see the cars come down pit road. But, oh my word. Oh, some chaos at the back as they get on the brakes. Danny McSwain has been taken out under caution. Great. Did Panizzi... Oh, Monreal's got huge damage. I think more from that than the actual incident. Panizzi's still in it. We will have a look then at what happened in a moment. Danny McSwain's car is totaled. I think he's going to be retired. Same with Camilla Lindbergh. I think she got severe damage under braking there. She actually might have been the one to hit Danny McSwain, I think. Let's have a look. Because everyone is going to come down pit road here. I expect to lose maybe a couple cars. This could be bad for Marcus Monreal, another driver, and Panizzi, both drivers on the cut line, both involved in that accident. Donald Wallace in. Alec Vescovy in. We'll follow Kenneth Robinson, as I believe he's the furthest forward out of all these lead cars. Let's see this race off pit road. Kenneth Robinson into his stall. Tyres coming off and then on. Sonia Nevermind. Is it 4 tyres or 2 tyres? It's 4. Rakabeta seems to have got worse damage. Alec Vescovy's going to win, and Kenneth Robinson's lost places to Mitch Johnson. And to Donald Wallace, who is going to restart on the front row. Incredible. Right, let's see then what happened to cause that incident. It's Marcus Monreal still in his pit stall. He's coming out now. I think he's got nasty damage from that incident. He's the one we know was in it, so we will go back and have a look. We'll briefly have a look what happened here. Logan Wilkie just completely misjudges it under braking as they sort of stack up, all of them struggling to slow, but most of these cars... I want to see what happened to Danny McSwain. He had so much time. So it's... Oh, Camille, his own teammate takes him out. Such stupid moments from the field here as they slow down on that back straightaway. Right, what happened in this incident? Oh, it's these lot, which were 4 wide across the line as well. So out we come. Espinazola just completely... What is Espinazola Oh no, it's not even in that row. So it's... So we come through turn 2. Joseph Clark just gets a horrible run and forced up the track by Keith McHugh. McHugh then makes contact with Espinazola and out we go. Oh, that's not even where the incident's here. Oh, it's the incident's behind. Sonia Nevermind just has a loss of her brain and just comes down, ends up turning Danny McSwain into Marcus Monreal. I think Panizzi's actually got away with very limited damage from this. Same with Sonia Nevermind. It's only really Danny McSwain and Marcus Monreal involved. Even then, Danny McSwain took a bit of it. He took his damage, really, on the pace under caution. Logan Wilkie just get completely... So Wilkie was unscathed and managed to get damage under caution. Now, I'm going to be interested then to see the pace of Marcus Monreal and... well, maybe not Danny McSwain. I think there's a little bit of contact for Panizzi. But his car looks most of them look relatively healthy from that caution. So, I'm going to be interested to see. Are they all still going to be in this race? Or is that the end of the road for Marcus Monreal? I think it might be for Danny McSwain. But Monreal didn't look like he took that much of a hit. He just got turned, really. That was a light incident. We might have most of these cars okay. Now, so, all of these cars... I thought it was going to go on with Josie Clark and that. It looked like they were about to make contact, but they all survived. It was just a loss of her brain from Sonia Nevermind. Let's have a look on damage to the rear. But that car looks okay. Then again, so do a lot of these cars look okay. When in reality, they're definitely not. I think Danny McSwain's retired, actually. Let's have a look. So, new retirements. Ratko Betez, Martin Arison, Kurt Weiss, Johan Stromstad, Austin Rhodes, Mitchell Moser. So all of them that stacked up in that incident have retired, really. To be fair, those cars were quite heavily damaged. But that's incredible. So we are down to only 24 cars in this race. And I think the majority of them are healthy, actually. At least about 19 of these cars are still healthy. But that's incredible scenes, that the majority of those involved in that moment, in that loss of just focus under caution, are out. incredible. We will be going green this lap. We are probably going to see a new winner today, because Sonia Nevermind doesn't look fast. Ava Volyek doesn't look fast. We're not going to see Venturia win. We might see QWR win. They have 2 cars in the race. Well, in the hunt still. Sonia Nevermind is a bit out of it. This is going to be one interesting race now. Here we go then. We're going green. Donald Wallace will be on the front row of this restart. Bobby Elliott's on row 3. Megami Alaskiene on row 4. Dick Speed Racing have both cars in the top 10. Incredible scenes. Absolutely incredible. Oh, here we go then. In comes the pace car. And leading the field with green flag again at Daytona. And it's a good launch for Donald Wallace. Dick Speed Racing are going to lead at Daytona. Donald Wallace gets a good launch. Can he get down to block Alec Vescovy into turn 1? No, he can't. So Donald Wallace on that outside line is fighting Alec Vescovy for the lead. I think Vescovy is going to take this lead back comfortably. As Mitch Johnson now goes to the lead. Oh no, he wants to try and fight it, but Vescovy's got a good run. Look at them dive straight down to the inside. They want that inside line. Here we go. To the lead is going to go Mitch Johnson as Vescovy and Donald Wallace begin to fall back a bit. Keith McHugh has not learnt his lesson. It is still racing incredibly aggressively. Marcus Monreal getting pretty aggressive behind. He's definitely healthier than those cars. Right, back up front. So Mitch Johnson leads. Bobby Elliott Jr. is going to move himself into second place. Getting pushed by Noah Catanero behind as Adrian Fraser is right up there. Both Dig Speed Racing cars in the top 6. Incredible. As Marcus Monreal has clear-cut vice, but has lost the draft now, so we will not ever actually get to know if his car is fast or not. Well, probably not fast. I think that still puts him in the top 21? I think 20, yeah, puts him 21st. Which with how a bunch of these other chase hunting cars are, that could be good. So good looking through this. In the chase hunt. In the chase hunt still. As we look down the order, it's just Johnny Carpentier Panizzi and Javier Talavera. So there is one chase spot really up for the taking, and I think it's going to be capitalized on by Marcus Monreal. To the lead though, Noah Cataneo has forced up Bobby Elliott, and now he is racing for that lead with Mitch Johnson. Down the back straight, Mitch Johnson gets a good run. Is he going to get to cover off that 9 car? Yes, he is. He comes down to block, but no, he comes back up. And to the inside comes Noah Cataneo. Alec Vescovy jumping down in front of Adrian Fraser. The Dig Speed Racing cars are sort of holding up the field and stopping them from getting through. So the top 4 have got a bit of comfort now. Mitch Johnson will lead this lap. Noah Cataneo looking to get involved as Joseph Clark wants to make a move. But to the inside goes Adrian Fraser on Alec Vescovy as he comes down to block Joseph Clark. Cataneo looks like he's going to take the lead properly now. He hasn't cleared that 99 car. Let's see the run. The 99 gets off the corner. It's very quick. Take it easy, guys. They're 3 wide, pushing 4 wide at points. Just take it easy. Take it easy. There's still so long in this race to go. We want as many of these cars to still be in this race as possible. No, Cataneo leads. Right, so looking at it. Jordan out. Bettes out. It's Marcus Monreal and Kenneth Robinson that are the only 2 chasers. Alongside Johnny. So there's 3 chasers in this. And Javier Talavera. So Monreal is probably going to drop back. Kenneth Robinson, as of right now, I think is going to move into 12th. Oh, we'll see come the end of this race. Of course, Nashville is still to come in the regular season. Mitch Johnson managed to lead another lap. Logan Wilkie and Brandon Reeves have both lost the draft. Okay, Marcus Monreal has more damage than was originally anticipated, so he is out of the hunt alongside Ava Vorak now. Logan Wilkie also out of the hunt with damage, probably from his braking there, or lack of it for better words. Commonly known as Arca brakes. It's Joseph Clark. Look how aggressive they are. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. We've still got 50 laps to go in this race. Noah Cataneo now, though. He is in lead of the race, and he's going to clear Mitch Johnson. So Cataneo leads properly. But Joseph Clark wants to get to that inside. He wants to be Chevy's first winner of the season. But it's still so long to go. Runner-up from Daytona. Espinozola to the inside of Clark now. It's going to give Cataneo a bit of breathing space to run some laps unchallenged out front. Pick up some points for leading a lap. I have no clue who's led the most laps in this race so far. That's going to be found out when the standings get published after the race. So, in the race, we have 18 cars that can win this one. Although some of them, such as Sonia Nevermind, look like they're struggling. Still 3 wide. Please don't go 4 wide. Please don't go 4 wide. They're going to go 4 wide at the back. Sonia Nevermind and Carl Sherman. Bit of contact between Sherman and Nevermind. Take it easy. Take it easy. Nevermind has cleared Salmon and she needs to come down and block, which she does. Or Salmon just decides to back out, actually. These cars are racing so aggressively here. I am not liking this. This race has been a bloodbath to this point. But Noah Cataneo going to get another lap led under his belt. As Clark and Espinozola just seem to be trading positions at the moment, with Adrian Fraser in top 5 position behind. It seems the Dick Speed racing cars almost act as roadblocks and spread the field, or well, bunch the cars up behind, but spread the cars out in front. They just don't seem to have the pace to properly make moves. They can maybe pass one car if it stacks up behind someone, but they can't actually properly make the overtakes, which I think is actually benefiting the racing, well, benefiting the, not the racing, but the allowing the drivers to breathe a bit and take it easier. Which they, God knows they need that at the moment. But Noah Cataneo is enjoying this, and I think he's going to take the most laps led in this race at the moment. Yeah. Just quickly having a look through the field. Ken Hale's up here. Now that would be a story if he could win this after breaking his legs here earlier in the season. Kenny Dixon. Interested to see this. So Kenny Dixon will cross the line now. And so Kenny Dixon is going to be lapped within a few laps, I think. Within the next 5 laps, I think he will be in the way, which will spread them out a bit. I just hope they can all stay together as one group. Are we going to need green flag stops here? That's another thought, actually. Or can they... Can they make the end? Maybe? We will see. Alec Vescovi looks like he's on the move again. Trying to get past fellow Toyota Megami Aleskien. She's had a weird season as Megami. I think she has 1 top 10 this season. Let me quickly check. Yeah, she has 1 top 10 at Atlanta. So, sort of super speedway racing. She's been involved in incidents at both Talladega and Daytona. She was good in the Daytona Jules, I think. She, of course, also got 19th at Chicagoland. She's had the ARS team in general has just not had a good year. But that could change here. With the pace she's showing in this phase of the race. Could she be an outside contender? Not just the top 5, but maybe to win it. At the moment, it's looking like Noah Cataneo and Mitch Johnson are the fastest 2 cars on track. both very content to lead here. Cataneo is very much unchallenged as we head down to turn 3. He must be enjoying these laps, not having any threat behind, allowing him to just pace himself, get some laps in, and relax a bit in what has been a frantic race. There's Kenny Dixon doing 165 to about 185, so about 20 mile an hour difference here. Cataneo's got to pick the right way. Because remember, if you pick the wrong way, you could get held up so much that you lose the draft. Right, here we go. It's the inside line, which looks to be the right line. Cars on the outside are the ones that are going to get stacked up. So through goes Cataneo. Mitch Johnson's going to follow him through. So is Alec Vescovy, Kenneth Robinson, Bobby Elliott. Javier Talavera will also likely join, although he's got a really poor run there. He needs to get through, which he does. I think this is going to work well, and they're all just going to calmly slot in as they're looking to come down. Oh, Carl Sherman, aggressive move trying to come down. Adrian Fraser, Espinazola looking. Salmonen needs to keep the draft to keep all these guys in it. Espinazola comes down in front of Sonia Nevermind. It looks like Megami Aleskene, just as we were talking her up, is going to be the big loser from all of this, as they're keeping the draft. But back up front now, Kenneth Robinson's the one making moves. He knows how to race on these super speedways, and if he can get past Mitchell Johnson, I wouldn't be surprised to see him take the lead off Cataneo. It's looking like a good day for Chevrolet right now, as it's 3 wide behind Kenneth Robinson, as Javier Talavera wants to get to the inside of Bobby Elliott Jr., but he can't. That 41 not got the pace to quite contend there. Kenneth Robinson getting close to Cataneo. Is he going to go for a move? No, but Bobby Elliott's going to go for a move on Kenneth Robinson. Well, that's going to shake it up a bit. Bobby Elliott wants to get to the front. He wants to get an extra 5 points for leading a lap. He's not got much to fight for this season, other than, of course, prize money at the end of the season. I think, hang on, if we look back through the field, Megami Aleskene is at severe risk of losing the draft alongside Joseph Clark. I think they have lost the draft, actually. So Megami Aleskene and Joseph Clark are the first casualties to lapped car, is it? Kurt Weiss will be the next lapped car. And then the next 3 are quite a way away. But they'll get to Kurt Weiss pretty soon, I fear. Out of turn 4 we come. Now Cataneo leads the way still, as Keith McHugh wants to make it a 1-2 for TMS. He's got a huge run on the inside line, and I think he's going to clear these cars here. Noah Cataneo is absolutely flying today. I tell you what, this result might actually... This could bring Noah Cataneo into an outside shot at Nashville of making the chase. If he can win today, and maybe have the likes of Johnny Carpentier, Pedizzi, and Kenneth Robinson finish back a decent... Maybe not back, but like maybe lower end of top 10, outside the top 10 here. As Keith McHugh is actually going to take the lead. It's a fair play to Keith McHugh. He's going to lead a lap now. So Noah Cataneo's brief dominance in this race is finally over, as they are stacking up a bit. Careful, guys. It's okay if they get orderly. It's in these moments when they're not in really ordered, structured lines. And like, look how tight they are down the back straightaway. I don't like this. They are making like contact on entry to corner. They're pushing this way too hard now. We are now halfway through the race. It is lap 40 of 80. They need to stay structured. They can't break gaps. They can't allow cars to get to their inside that will make it 4 wide at times or anything else. It's so close between Bobby Elliott Jr. and Alec Vescovy. Keith McHugh is going to have the luxury of picking where to pass Kurt Weiss, and it's going to be to the inside. And it's the high side that I think is going to get stuck behind Kurt Weiss here. So Noah Cataneo and Kenneth Robinson are in big trouble on this one. Unless Kurt Weiss comes down in the corner a bit. Noah Cataneo could pass to the inside if he tried, but he's not going to. So Cataneo and Keith McHugh might actually risk losing the draft here. Because they are going to lose so much time behind Kurt Weiss. It's unreal. And they can't come down because Taito Salmonen is just slow on their inside. It's prevented them coming down to make a move. So they're going to fall to the back along with Panizzi. It was nearly dream scenario for Cataneo, except the fact that he's not in the fight. Taito Salmonen might be ending the race for 3 of the best contenders left in it. Kenneth Robinson gets the inside of Noah Cataneo. And through goes Kenneth Robinson. Cataneo now finally dives down. It's very stretched out. Can these guys keep the draft and catch back up? Otherwise, this could only be a 7-horse race now. As Sonia Nellermines found her way right into this. The only previous race winner still in the race, I think. Well, in the main group. Because Ava Voyak is still running, but to what degree she's running can be debated. That's Ava Voyak down the road. She's lost a lot of time there. So back up front, Keith McHugh in control. They have lost the draft. These guys have all lost the draft because of Kurt Weiss. Incredible. Kurt Weiss has completely taken out basically every strong contender left in the race. This is between Mitch Johnson, really, and Keith McHugh now. I can't believe it. Although they are soon going to hit Ava Volyak, which may allow these cars to catch back up a bit. But it's allowing the race to be a bit more calm, which I think is what they needed after, well, whatever the rest of this race was so far. It has been brutal. It's Mitch Johnson and Keith McHugh fighting for the win now. They are over half distance. If Donald Wallace closes back up, he will drag all the cars behind him into this group. It's all kind of on one of the slowest cars as to whether they can keep the draft, and then that will sort of bring everyone else back into it. So we're going to just look from the top of the stands for a few laps, I think. Mitch Johnson so close. He's going to edge ahead, but can he keep it down the back straightaway? I don't think he's going to be able to. Look at the run that Chevrolet gets off the corner. Brilliant speed from Keith McHugh. Nearly cleared a car length into the corner, but he can't. And now Mitch Johnson's going to fight back. I think they're all just taking it easy now. It's all spread out. There's less pressure. As Donald Wallace has caught up. So yes, all of them are going to catch back up to the pack, I think. The big thing for them is they can then choose the lane quite easily when these cars hit Ava Volyak, when the others probably can't. Ava Volyak right in the middle of the road. They're going to split her, and it's Keith McHugh once again who makes the right call. And he's going to leap by a mile ahead here. Keith McHugh's dropped the field trying to clear Ava Volyak then. And Kenny Dixon's there already catching back up to him. So yes, everyone has now caught back up thanks to Ava Volyak. It's Carl Sherman who's the car currently stuck behind her. Keith McHugh's now being rapidly hunted down. Sonia Nevermind, after gaining so much from the last one, is the one that's probably going to lose the most from this one. But back up front, contact between Mitch Johnson and Javier Talavera. course, Mitch Johnson is moving to TMS next season. And this is a race where he's going to be very encouraged by what he's seeing from TMS. Out the corner we go. Alec Vescovy with a strong run. Is he going to use it to take the lead? No. He's content to wait and sit in behind for now. Very interesting. Now, as I said, I don't know if we actually will have green flag pit stops at all here. I think they went over over 50 laps at the previous Daytona race, didn't they? So they might actually be able to make the end from that original pit stop. I am quickly going to check that, actually, as they are very rapidly catching Kenny Dixon and then these three. Let me just go back through the archives. Up front, once again, Keith McHugh, is he going to get a good choice to get ahead? The inside line is the right call. Yes, it is. Although he's slowed down a lot, but Keith McHugh will get through, and that entire inside line, I think, is going to follow. It's going to be a TMS 1-2-4. It's a pretty incredible run from TMS here. So yes, they did go over 50 laps at the Daytona 250. As to the lead, he's not hanging around, actually. Goes Javier Talavera. Actually, look at this. It's majority. It's going to be like nearly all Chevys in the top 5. Top 6 is 4 Chevrolets. And then 2 Toyotas. And I can't believe, well, I can believe I'm saying this because both the, well, all 4, sorry, of the, oh, huge run for Espinazola. But all the Dodges, all the Venturias are basically out of the race. And so the highest running Dodges are the 2 Dig Speed Racing cars who are both fighting for a top 10 at the moment. In fact, I think they have both cars in the top 10. Who would have thought? There's Noah Cataneo, after a couple of hardships, is about to return to... I tell you what, I think these guys are actually, like, on relatively similar pace to the leaders. If there was a caution, those guys, I think, would be back in the race. Well, we'll say if there's another caution. I think we may be clear on cautions now with how spaced out the cars are up front. There's Mitch Johnson looking to get that move done on the outside. He's got a really good run, but it's going to not be for anything as Noah Cataneo is going to fight back on the inside in the corner. It's been a good few races for Chevrolet in terms of pace. They've really come into their own since Chicagoland. They were good. They probably could have won if it wasn't for basically all the relevant Chevrolets being involved in that accident or had their races ruined by it. Then, of course, Road America, Kenneth Robinson dominated most of the race, only to get it robbed from him. And I hear Noah Cataneo's dominating. The Chevrolets just seem to have something on the super speedways. Because remember, they were good at Daytona, they were good at Talladega. They just seem good here. And Ventura has won both Daytona and Talladega this season, and they won't be winning here. So this is going to be a very interesting result here, no matter what happens. There's those slow car, well, not even slow cars, just the cars that lost the draft early and just aren't quite as fast. Noah Cataneo going to come across the line to lead another lap. As Espinazola wants to make a move to get himself into second. As Talavera goes very high there. Lost it a bit, I think. He's so close, nearly contact down the back straightaway. They're really tight down the back straight. Kenneth Robinson could make this 4 wide and be very dangerous, but I think he's going to think better of it. Ken Hale looks like he might actually be at risk of losing the draft. Come out of turn 4, Noah Cataneo is going to lead another lap. Which he does so. Oh no. I tell you what, they're not really catching those 3 cars. I mean, because if we look, Noah Cataneo 183, 178, they're only 3 mile an hour faster, so they will catch them soonish. But then I think those 3 lap cars are going to stick with them a bit. Maybe at the end of the queue. We've got a battle now between Espinazola and Kenneth Robinson. Robinson going to clear Espinazola quite quickly here. Oh, they've hit Kurt Weiss, those cars ahead. So Kurt Weiss is to come. And Kenneth Robinson straight to the inside of Cataneo. Both of these guys got ruined when they came up across Kurt Weiss last time. They're going to be hoping that those lapped cars here can clear Kurt Weiss before they get to him. This is dangerous now. This is going to allow Ken Hale back into the group, I think. As Marcus Monray out. Gets alongside Kurt Weiss. Kenneth Robinson moves up. He's going to have to come down and block Alec Vescovy here, or he'll be at risk of messing this all up. Inside's got to be the way. To the inside, Kenneth Robinson does pick. Kurt Weiss in the middle of the road. Kenneth Robinson goes to the inside. He has to slow down a lot because Kurt Weiss was quite low. But Kenneth Robinson's through. He's going to pass Kurt Weiss. Alec Vescovy is going to follow along with Carl Sherman. So Vescovy's back in the fight to win this thing. We are starting to get towards crunch time. Marcus Monreal moves out of the way for his teammate quite happily. Is Kenneth Robinson going to go for a move on Logan Wilkie? Yes, he is, to the inside. Blocking the inside quite heavily. Alec Vescovy sees a gap. Alec Vescovy's going to go for it. 3 wide with a lapped car for the lead. And Alec Vescovy's going to get it. Kenneth Robinson is abandoned on that high side now. Carl Sherman into second place. I think that's the first time we've brought him up this race. He's suddenly in the fight here. Both the Dick Speed Racing cars still in the top 10. Johnny Carpentier-Panizzi is in this fight now. He's back into it. Noah Cataneo lost a lot, but he's going to try and close up a lot. But he's caught behind the lapped cars. And he's chosen to go high. Some very interesting choices. Carl Sherman leads the way now. Michael Teller second. Everyone fighting for the win today has not won a race before. We are going to see a new race winner. The question is it going to be a new team? Is it going to be a new manufacturer? There's so many questions yet to be answered this race. Wow. Keith McHugh lost a lot of time. He's going to go around the outside. We're under caution. What has happened? What are we under caution for? Well, that changes the entire race. Those lapped cars got lapped at the worst possible point. They would have been able to close back up to this pack. They were hanging on to the pack. But now they're going to get sent to the back of it a lap down. The worst time they could have been caught. What happened? We'll quickly see if anyone comes down pit road before we then go and check. But we're under caution again. And this time I'm not sure what for. 18 lead lap cars that are going to be fighting to win this thing. We'll wait and see. We'll have a look to see when the pace car lights turned on, when the caution came out. And see if anything's happening at that moment in time. It seems like we've got a bit of a phantom caution here. Debris caution? I know we have had quite a bit of debris on the road, but it's mainly we have had a caution that they could have cleaned that up in. Here we go. Everyone's staying out. Right. Let's have a look. What brought out the caution? So caution came out here. Still green. Yellow. I'm going to keep it real with all of you. How much? Oh, could it be that, actually? Damage to Eva Voyak's fuel system. But was that what would have brought it out? Is she's still in the race? Did she maybe drop some fuel on the road? I have no clue what brought out that caution. I really do not. It could be down to some oil on the road then. Well, we're going to have a just under 20 lap sprint to the end of this thing then. That's going to be exciting. If only those 3 lapped cars weren't caught and lapped by that caution. If they'd come out just a few laps earlier, they would have been able to catch back up and be back in the race. I don't know. I'm baffled. I am really baffled. I know I use better cautions, and for sometimes when you get a spin, the game won't bring it out, so I will have to manually bring it out, but I didn't even do that then. It just came out. It must be for Eva Volyak. She is down pit road here, so there must be something wrong with the car. It must have been that. She must have dropped oil on the road. That can be the only thing that would have brought out the caution. I didn't know the game was good enough for that. But that has to be what brought out the caution. In she comes. Is she going to retire here? They're doing something to the car. She's not retiring. She's staying there. They're obviously not retiring, but they're doing something to her car. Doesn't take that long to put fuel in. She's back out. Interesting. Well, drama aside, let's go back up to the front of the field. I assume we'll be going green next time by. So leading the way is Carl Sherman. Because Brown Racing and Ford haven't won a race yet this season. Could today be their time? But could it also be Chevrolets? It's a mix of just... I don't know what's going on. I am completely lost for words at the moment. It's the strangest caution I think I've ever seen. No idea what brought that out. Has to be down to the oil spill. Surely. Has to be down to the oil spill. Let's see then. So across the line, are we going to be going green next time by? Yes, we are. So, green next time by. Carl Sherman leads from Michael Teller. And then Mitch Johnson is ahead of Alec Vescovy, is ahead of Kenneth Robinson. And then Donald Wallace is in 6th place. This is fascinating. Who do we think are win contenders then? So we'll go through the order. Carl Sherman, obviously, as he's got to the front, he could at that lap. Michael Teller has had pace at the start and seemed to drop off, but he's back up there. Mitch Johnson has had pace the whole way through. He could be a contender. Alec Vescovy, of course, led a bunch of laps. Kenneth Robinson also led laps. All of those top 5 can definitely win. Seen Bobby Elliott get to the top 5, but not to the lead. Panizzi, I don't know if he has damage or not. He just always seems to fade off with quite poorly timed passing. Cataneo we know can win. McHugh we know can win. So I think it's McHugh, Cataneo, Panizzi, Robinson, Vescovi, Johnson, Teller, Sherman. They're the main contenders to win here. But don't count out anyone else. Anyone else. Everyone is still in this race. Here we go then. 2x2 again. When we cross the line, it's going to be lap 62 of 80. We're going to have not long at all. It's a sprint now. All the drama, all the chaos today. It's coming down to these final laps. Who is going to take home the MMS 200? Who is going to move closer to the chase? Here we go. Carl Sherman leads the field to the restart zone, and we're green again at Daytona. It's a good launch from Michael Teller on the outside. Can he get ahead and get back to the lead of this race? Side by side with Sherman we go. It's a good launch though from behind for Mitch Johnson. He's putting a little bit of a push onto Carl Sherman, who's got that inside line. He's going to go to fight Michael Teller's. Mitch Johnson makes it 3 wide for the lead on this restart. Johnson versus Sherman versus Teller. It's so close out there. Can Johnson get the lead? Sherman's going to get a good run. They make contact fighting for the lead. Sherman is now ahead. Comes up in front of Teller. Teller's dropped off. It's now Johnson versus Sherman, as it looks like Kenneth Robinson wants to get to the inside behind, but he's going to have to wait as Johnson covers that off. Bobby Elliott's up into the fight. Johnny Carpentier Panizzi's up here. Donald Wallace has really fallen off. And it looks like those 3 back markers, the 2 Dixby Racing cars and Taito Salmonen's Arcadio Cupnik car, are going to block Noah Cataneo and the other 2 So all 3 TMS cars are a bit blocked right now. They need to get through this if they want to have a chance to win. But it's all about patience. There's still laps to go. You don't want to lead now. You just need to lead at the line. Panizzi going for a move on Bobby Elliott. Sonia Nevermind, who's had no pace today, even though she's our pole sitter. Remember, no pole sitters won this season. She's had pace early on, but ever since the incident, which she got damage in, lost time, she's been nowhere. But look at her now. She's right up in this fight. Johnson still fighting with Carl Sherman. Imagine this was the finish as we come out of turn 4. Side by side, Kenneth Robinson wants to get involved. Is he going to go to the inside? No, he just doesn't have a run on the inside line to do it. Across the line, Sherman narrowly ahead of Mitch Johnson for this lap. Johnny Carpentier Panizzi is right in the scrap now as they're going to go 4 wide further back. They're 4 wide. Panizzi making contact with Bobby Elliott. Alec Vescovi's the danger man stuck up high. Sonia Nevermind's already been in 1 accident today. She makes contact with Panizzi here. Panizzi so close to making contact with Bobby Elliott. Michael Teller up on that high side. This is not what they need. They don't need this going on. 4 wide is racing to get into the top 5. Sonia Nevermind right there. Panizzi, can he clear Bobby Elliott? That's what he needs to do to keep himself safe. I think he's done so. He has. They're no longer 4 wide. Beautiful racing from Johnny Carpentier Panizzi as Sherman's dropped back. Kenneth Robinson now looking to capitalize and get through on Carl Sherman. He does. Can he get to the inside of Mitch Johnson? I think he might be able to. Johnson's going to come down to block, but he can't. So Kenneth Robinson gets to the inside of Mitch Johnson. He's going to look to take the lead now. Look who's in row 2. Sonia Nevermind. How has she done this? Could she take back-to-back victories out of seemingly nowhere, disrupt the party, and stop a new winner? She's so quick now. She was nowhere for the majority of this race. And now she's fighting for the win. It's looking good for Quinton Wells Racing. It's looking good for Kenneth Robinson, who gets alongside Mitch Johnson side by side towards the line. Johnson's going to lead this lap. Across the line, look how close that was. Imagine that as your finish. 0.009. I think Kenneth Robinson's got it this lap though. To the inside, side by side through turn 1. He's getting a really good run. Kenneth Robinson. Can he clear Mitch Johnson? Not quite. Is he going to block Sonia Nevermind? No, he gets a really good run off the corner, actually. Sonia Nevermind does not. She's kind of helped out by the fact that the two cars behind her are Adrian Fraser and Taito Salmonen. In fact, those backmarker cars are still doing a massive blocking job behind. As we come out of turn 4, once again, it's Kenneth Robinson versus Mitch Johnson to the line. This time by Kenneth Robinson narrowly leads across the line. So Kenneth Robinson has taken the lead of this race now. As Sonia Nevermind is right there. Is she going to get to the inside of Robinson? Yes, she does. Sonia Nevermind is fighting for the win. Incredible scenes. Absolutely incredible. She doesn't have the fight on the inside line then. Looks like she's going to lose out heavily here. Kenneth Robinson's actually going to be able to come down and block her again. She could not get that move done. Someone needs to clear Sonia Nevermind because I don't think she has the pace at the moment. Adrian Fraser looks like he wants to get to the inside of Sonia Nevermind. Try and put that Dick Speed racing car in the top 5 if he can. Kenneth Robinson leads another lap here. 0.006. Sonia Nevermind, is she going to go for it again? She is. Kenneth Robinson forced to stay up high, right alongside Mitch Johnson. She's fighting on that inside line. She just doesn't really have the pace down this back straightaway. As you can see here, look how much Mitch Johnson and Kenneth Robinson disappear by. Someone needs to be aggressive and make a 4-car move somewhere here, because no one can get past Sonia Nevermind, and I don't think she has the pace to win this race. Sorry for that camera angle, but back again. Out of turn 4 we come. Look at them fly off the corner. So close again, coming to the line. Look at them. Imagine that was the finish. 0.002. Incredible. This is going to be a close race. Lap 69 of 80. There is not long to go here. Kenneth Robinson was able to block Sonia Nevermind that time. As Sonia Nevermind does get to his inside though. She's being aggressive. I think Johnny Carpentier-Panizzi wants to come down the lane, but he can't because Adrian Fraser, Taito Salmonen are just sticking enough. The 3 TMS cars are completely blocked at the moment. Someone's got to be aggressive in this race, but who's it going to be? Someone has to do something to disrupt these slow cars that are in the middle of the fight. Is anyone going to go out and do it? Down to the line, Mitch Johnson's going to lead this time by. For the first time in quite a while, and Mitch Johnson nearly getting clear of Kenneth Robinson. Robinson's got a real fight on his hands now. As he comes down to the inside line, aggressively running low. In fact, he actually runs a bit closer to the middle than I thought he was going to. Should get a better exit than Sonia Nevermind off the corner. She does. Look how close these guys are. Look at them go. It's Robinson versus Johnson unless anyone can get ahead of Sonia Nevermind on the inside line. Because Johnny Carpentier-Panizzi and Carl Sherman just can't quite do anything on that outside. This is so close. Across the line, 10 laps to go here at Daytona. Kenneth Robinson leads another lap. He could actually take away the most laps led points here with how many laps he's leading late on in this thing. Of course, Mitch Johnson will steal a few laps as well. I'm not going to be able to tell you who's led the most laps until we actually look at the results properly. And Kenneth Robinson is clear of Mitch Johnson for the first time in this battle. Now, this is huge. Can Johnny Carpentier-Panizzi use this to his advantage and clear Sonia Nevermind? Or is Sonia Nevermind going to clear and pass Kenneth Robinson? Out of turn 4 we come. Kenneth Robinson with a good run again. Really good run from Mitch Johnson. And Sonia Nevermind is there. So Nevermind's going to fight for the win. She seems to have been holding back that whole time. Now the possibility is there for her to take the lead of this race. And with the 2 slow cars behind, if she takes the lead, I don't think anyone's getting it back. This could be race defining for Sonia Nevermind. Out of turn 2 we come. Look at the run from Kenneth Robinson down the back straightaway. Can Adrian Fraser win this race? It's a great run for Kenneth Robinson. Adrian Fraser looking to get to the inside of Sonia Nevermind. He might be able to, you know. The 35 has some pace. But oh no. The worst nightmare for all of them. Kenneth Robinson's blocked. Sonia Nevermind is also blocked. To the inside goes Adrian Fraser. Adrian Fraser is going to take the lead at Daytona. Incredible. Unbelievable scenes at Daytona. 4 wide further back. Adrian Fraser leads from Taito Salminen. Incredible moment. A mistake for Kenneth Robinson and Sonia Nevermind could have ended their chances of winning here. They're desperately trying to get down. Sonia Nevermind is back in the running. Taito Salminen leads. Across the line, Javier Talavera's been patient. Taito Salmonen's going to get points for leading a lap. It's over, I think, for Kenneth Robinson. He finally clears Kenny Dixon and Mitch Johnson, the 2 drivers who have dominated the latter phases of this race. Could it be over for them now? Joseph Clark, out of nowhere, is up in this fight. So is Noah Catanero and Alec Vescovy. To the inside goes Alec Vescovy. It's going to be 3 wide for the lead. Incredible. Javier Talavera is able to gap Joseph Clark. To the inside comes Alec Vescovy again. He's going to get the move done. So Alec Vescovy is going to move into second. There's one more lapped car for them to come across this race. And that's Kurt Weiss. There's still hope for those that lost time under the last one. If they can just pick the right lane this time. Javier Talavera leads lap 75 of 80. This is TMS Motorsport's best chance to win a race this season. They have 2 cars now in the top 3. As Noah Cataneo clears Joseph Clark. To the inside goes Javier Talavera. He's through. The inside line is going to go through. The outside line is going to lose out. We're about to lose Adrian Fraser, Taito Salmon and Sonia Nevermind, Keith McHugh, I think, in this fight. Forwards we go. Javier Talavera's through. But he's immediately pushed up by Alec Vescovy. Vescovy to the inside of Talavera. Alec Vescovy's going to take and clear Talavera. So Vescovy now leads at Daytona. Is Noah Cataneo going to get involved? Yes, he is. Cataneo to the inside of Vescovy. Donald Wallace is moving himself into the top 5. Kenneth Robinson's back in the fight. So is Mitch Johnson and Carl Sherman. Megami Aleskene put up high by Kenneth Robinson. Noah Cataneo now leads comfortably. He's put a little bit of a gap between him and Panizzi. As Donald Wallace is getting involved in this fight. This is the time for aggressive moves. Looks like Kenneth Robinson wants to make it 3 wide with Donald Wallace, but doesn't quite have the speed to do so right now. Mitch Johnson's making a move on Carl Sherman behind. 3 wide there. Alec Vescovy clear of them. It's now 1 by 1 for the front 2. Can Vescovy come back and fight Noah Cataneo? We'll have to see. Kenneth Robinson stuck behind Donald Wallace at the moment. He needs to make an aggressive move to the inside if he wants to clear that 69 car, which I think he's going to do now. So Kenneth Robinson making moves. Talavera looking to make it a 1-2 for TMS Motorsport. He's going to do so. He's got to the inside of Alec Vescovy. Lap 77 of 80. There's not long to go in this race. We are going to see a new winner here. As long as Michael Teller is out of the hunt, he is in the top 5 still. Teller and Johnson are the only drivers that can make it a repeat team winner. As Mitch Johnson's going for another aggressive move, this time on Kenneth Robinson. Mitch Johnson's flying at this phase. The team he's joining next season are also flying 1-2 at the moment. Noah Cataneo leads from Javier Talavera. Lap 78 of 80. Panizzi, he's got... Michael Teller's making it 3 wide behind. Panizzi's going to get passed by Michael Teller and Mitch Johnson here, I think. As there's action up front, the teammates are battling. Javier Talavera to the inside and Noah Cataneo. Side by side down the back straightaway. Can Javier Talavera get this move done? No, he can't. but he's still hanging right in there. Javier Talavera to the inside is going to get the run through the corner. A win here would lock Javier Talavera into the chase. A win here would be important. In fact, a second here might lock him into the chase. But he's not going to want to finish second today. He wants to win today. He comes now down to block. Michael Teller's forced Noah Cataneo up. Cataneo's dreams of winning this race are rapidly disappearing. Mitch Johnson has fought like a madman to climb up the field here. Lap 79 of 80. There are lap cars ahead. Mitch Johnson's going to move to the lead. Mitch Johnson is going to take the lead at Daytona. But he's side by side with Javier Talavera down the back straightaway. Carl Sherman wants to get involved. Could Franco Nazario Spinazzola have a chance here? He's right in that queue. He was runner-up last time at Daytona. Could he be runner-up again? Could he win it this time? Out of turn 4 we come. The white flag is flying. We're about to start the final lap of the race. Mitch Johnson has fought back from miles back to lead at Daytona. This has been an incredible fight back from Mitch Johnson. Is Carl Sherman going to try and make a move here? No, he sits in behind. And he's forced up by Espinazola, his teammate. Espinazola's going to get a run on that inside. And Mitch Johnson is clear. Mitch Johnson is clear at the lead of this race. Javier Talavera's fighting back on that high side. Carl Sherman's fighting on that inside line. Can he get to the inside of Mitch Johnson? No, he can't. I think Johnson's got it. Through turn 3 and 4 we come. Mitch Johnson, for the first time this season, he exits the final corner. It's another win for QWR, but it's a first career victory for Mitch Johnson in Daytona. Incredible finish. Incredible fight back from Mitch Johnson. What a race we were treated to. Oh my word. For Brown Racing, it's second and third, but that's going to be heartbreak. They just could not get the run to win the race. For TMS Motorsport, it is also heartbreak. For Kenneth Robinson, it is heartbreak. There is heartbreak all round, but a deserved victory for Mitch Johnson. Out of seemingly nowhere. He was not in that fight 4 laps ago. But here he is. Race winner for the first time in ANMRA. Incredible race. A deserved winner. He fought back from so far back after they came across Kenny Dixon. And he is going to be absolutely delighted. 2 times runner-up this season. That's finally his first. So we'll go through the rest of the field. So Mitch Johnson is your winner. Carl Sherman second, along with Franco Nazario Spinazzola third behind him. Johnny Carpentier Panizzi gets a huge top 4 in his fight to make the chase. I think that might actually lock him into the chase here. That's a huge result for him. In fact, yes. Let me just check quickly on the standings. I won't do the maths, but I will be able to tell you. So, with Tyler Jordan's misfortune, Johnny Carpentier Panizzi and Javier Talavera, I believe, have locked themselves into the chase. Or are very, very close to. They're basically in. Which leaves one trace spot, which is going to be fought between, I think, Kenneth Robinson. I think even then, Kenneth Robinson getting 6th place here. That should put him in. So, Panizzi 4th, Talavera 5th, Robinson 6th. Michael Teller comes home in 7th after fighting for that win in those latter stages. But Mitch Johnson's late race moves were decisive. Behind them, 8th place is Megami Alesquiene, her first top 10 since Atlanta. Noah Cataneo will come home in 9th, and it's finally a top 10 again for Alec Vescovy. Donald Wallace comes home 11th, denied a top 10 in the final race for Dick Speed Racing. Joseph Clark in 12th. Bobby Elliott Jr. comes home 13th, and it's 14th for Adrian Fraser, making a double top 15 for Dick Speed. Keith McHugh will come home 15th, 16th for Taito Salmon, and 17th for Ken Hale. And Sonia Nevermind rounds out the lead lap cars in 18th. Brandon Reeves, Marcus Monreal, Eva Valjak, and Logan Wilkie all finish a lap down. Kurt Weiss finishes 23rd and Kenny Dixon 24th. They are 3 laps down. And in the cars that failed to finish today, we've got a lot of them. Racco Betes, Martin Arison, Camilla Lindberg, Johan Stromstad, Austin Rhodes. His chase dreams died here alongside Camilla Lindberg's. Mitchell Moser, Danny McSwain, Tyler Jordan's chase dreams go up in flames. Andrew Mondragon, William Starman, Joe Dolinsky, and Carl Ellison. But wow, what a race that was. Now, for the second race in a row, we have a new race winner. It's the 4th race win for Quinton Wells Racing this season. Chevrolet once again heartbroken. They had 3 cars that could have won that late in the race, but they just could not make the moves. But the man who could is the one who will be driving a Chevrolet next season, Mitch Johnson. Only 1 race left in the chase now at Nashville. Next time out. But what a race Daytona treated us to. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. And goodbye.